stop of the day, y'all, is mailing off these packages. Alright, y'all. I mailed off the packages. I'm starting the day off early today. And I'm having a wild, bad hair day, y'all. But I'm outside and it's crispy clean. So I'm back in my car. And I am going to wind up going to Starbucks or something. Probably get me something. I don't know what. Coffee, tea, something. I'm not sure. It's one of the two. I know I need to get some water for sure. Alright, guys. So, I am going to make my Starbucks run. And then I'll come back on camera. And then we will talk about my strategy for today. And we're going to talk about some books I'm going to be possibly reading while I'm out waiting. All right, I'll be right back. So guys, I'm waiting on my Starbucks order. Finally made it to Starbucks. Look at all the different things they got here, y'all. Hey y'all, I am back. I did get my Starbucks and I got my water. All right, y'all, so I am going to go back over into the area that I normally get all my batches from, and we're going to see what happens from there. All right, I'm going to be doing little short little videos here and there. You guys ought to see what I'm watching. Like, people don't stop at stop signs anymore. Like, this is one of the things of the job that really at times is irritating, when you have to deal with people that don't stop at stop signs, y'all. They don't stop at stop signs. They run red lights. Now, if you are an Instacart driver, or you are DoorDash, Spark, whatever you do, I need y'all to leave in the comments if y'all have to deal with all kinds of craziness while you're outside. Now, I know y'all do, but we never hear anybody talking about that. I think I heard one Dasher cuss at another driver. But that was only one time. Guys, I don't cuss at people. I will yell at them, but I don't try to cuss at people. Anyway, y'all, so I am going back to the location I normally go to, which is Lowe's. And we're going to see, well, in the vicinity, not the exact location. I go in the vicinity. All right, y'all. I will be back. Hey, y'all. I'm sitting here with this first batch right here. And this is not the first one I got, but this is the one I can stop to show you. I will not be doing that one. That is 8.9 miles. And although it's one item, make it make sense. It's going all the way downtown. And what do we not do, y'all? We don't go downtown. We don't do that unless it's a Sunday. And why don't we go downtown? Well, we don't go downtown, y'all, because there's never anywhere to park. And there is nothing but meter maids all day long. And those are the times that they make the most money. They won't be making money off of me today. So ordinarily, this probably would be a good order for someone, and somebody swiped it, and it's good. I don't have to deal with it. But sometimes it goes away, y'all, and it comes right back because nobody accepts it. Here is the tip of the day. You know when an order is bad when it disappears and it comes back, or it just stays there for a long time, or it goes away and comes back and it raises the amount, right? So it'll start off with 25 and then it'll wind up to 26. You know, it'll do like gradual numbers, not anything big. And then all of a sudden, if it's sitting there for 30 minutes or more, then they start hyping it up and somebody, breaks down and takes the order. So I wanted to come back on to show you what I'm doing as I am out here. Now, right now, I'm sitting here. I am reading a book. It is called If You Want to Walk on the Water, You've Got to Get Out of the Boat. And thus far, I was reading how fear keeps us from moving in the direction we need to go. Maybe it's fear of poverty, fear of nobody being around you, whatever that is. We have to, sometimes deal with fear head on, right? Not always easy. But anyway, y'all, I am sitting here waiting on a righteous order, because right now it is not. That was not the order for me today. I'll be back.
A few moments later.
All right, y'all. I got the first order of the day. It was 26 something. And I am on my way to Lowe's right now. But before I start doing the shopping, I am going to have to go to the loo first. And then what I'll do is I will show you what I'm shopping for inside of the store. So stay tuned.
A few minutes later.
All right, y'all, I am in the store. And I have some items that I'm going to get. So I'm getting ready to go to, say, the right wall. They got 10 items that they are ordering. So what I might do is I'm going to go actually do the easier orders. So I'm in the store, as y'all can see. So I'm going to be going down aisle 2. I'm not going to be holding the camera up too much, y'all, because I don't want to be recording people. So I'm going to get the first item, which is going to be some tape. All right, we are at the tape aisle. So they want painter's tape. So what I do is I look for the price, y'all. So this is the price. This is the one they're looking for. And I'm going to scan it into the system. Hold on. Kind of hard doing with one hand to scan it, but hold on. I got it. All right, now we're going down to aisle 8. So, y'all not gonna really see my face right now, guys, because I am in the Lowe's.
I don't think you could slide it over and do that stuff.
So we're gonna go over here. Y'all hear all kind of talking in here, because they do a lot of talking in here, y'all. So y'all gonna hear that. All right, let's go. So I'm walking down here. I pretty much got this store familiarized, but it takes a minute for y'all to get to where we are. And actually, I want to go, yeah, I'm in the right one. I'm going down to get the drywall next. There's some type of anchor. So let's go and see what they got. Look for aisle 14 or aisle. And the aisle just has to do with where it's at. All right, let's see what they got, y'all. Now I'm looking for Dia standard drywall. So $9.48. So that's what helps me kind of track down everything, because sometimes it's not visible where I can see it. And let me see. So they have one that's $9.98, but it's not the brand. So I'm gonna keep looking for it. I'm gonna look in the next aisle before I say it's not available. And I don't see it available, but I'm gonna keep looking, because I always do look like at least a couple of times. So what I'm looking for is this right here, at the bottom. All right. And trying to see if I see it here. I do not. So that means, guys, I have to contact the client and let them know they do not have that particular one they want and offer a replacement. So I'll be back.
Meanwhile.
All right, guys. So remember when I told you that I constantly look? So I looked one more time, and there that thing is right there. So now I'm going to pull this down. They want 2 of them. So I am going to say I found the item. I'm going to mark 2 count, because they're asking for 2. So what I would advise y'all is to always look like 2 or 3 times, and even 4 times if necessary. And if you don't get it on the 3rd time that you do it, and what you would do is you would try to get help from a store clerk. Now I'm on my way to aisle 9, y'all. All right. I'm on my way to aisle 9. Now I have 2 out of 8 items. All right, so now we're going to get, it is called a Blaze Outdoor Connected Laser. So I need to head over to number 4, aisle 4. All right, I passed up aisle 4, y'all. And so this is behind the counter. So I have to ask for assistance. So I will be back. Okay, y'all. I had to go off camera for a bit because I had to have the associate come and unlock the item that I needed. But also I have to go back into the tool section, because we cannot take anything out of the tool section. Because they don't allow it. Y'all know that people steal stuff. Y'all know how that rolls. So now I'm going to the next aisle to get what I need from over here. Hold on, y'all. All right, guys. So I'm going to get the remaining items on the list, so I'm heading over here. I just talked to a store associate so that I can find the item I'm looking for. And that's the key, guys. If you guys going to do this, to make it worth it or to take less time, you are going to have to employ and get to know the people in the store. And I've gotten to know the people in the store. So so I need to try this again, y'all. I'm sorry about that. I need to make sure this is the right item I'm getting. And here, yeah, this is the one. Unless they're looking at another one, which I don't think. And sometimes, guys, the problem be that the item does not scan, which is a pain in the butt. I'm gonna be honest about that. All right, so I got that. So now I'm going down to the next section, and I'm going to get some other items that they want. So the key to doing Instacart is to get to know your local store associates, y'all. It is very vital because they will help you succeed. And I've met some of the most sweetest people in here, guys. They are really, really sweet. All right, so now I'm over here and they want a broom. So I'm picking up the broom. Hold on, y'all. I might have to use both hands. Oh no, I just had to use my right hand. All right, so let me find the barcode because that's what's going on. Sorry about that, y'all. But y'all know I'm operating with two hands, but one is occupied at the moment. Okay, so we're done with that. So I have two more items on here. So let me tell you how long they gave me for this order. They gave me 29 minutes for the order. I am in 18 minutes. So I'm going to head over to aisle 25 and then aisle 37. Then I'm going back to the tool section and then I'm going to do the checkout. And then I will see you guys in the car. All right? All right, y'all. So what I wind up doing was, because I had to buy some compound. So anytime you are dealing with any hazardous material, you can get some plastic so that you can wrap it up. All right, y'all, I am back. So let me tell y'all what happened to your girl. Listen, why did I go in the store? Remember when I told y'all I had to take a stop to the loo? Well, your girl left her keys in the bathroom. And I had finished my shopping, did all of that, and I'm like, Lord, where are my keys? And then all of a sudden I remember you went to the bathroom and you laid them down. Somebody, as I was walking inside the store, was giving my keys to the counter. And I went right there as I was walking in. And they said, I found these in the bathroom. I said, those are my keys. I said, look at God. I was going to have to go all the way to the bathroom and, you know, have somebody watch the stuff and all this other stuff. So I am heading to the delivery now. Whoo, y'all. So I couldn't film everything, y'all, because I had to go and find the store clerk, and then they had to unlock the cabinets because people apparently are stealing, y'all. And then what wind up happening after that, I had to go back to the department because I had to leave it because I had a couple of more items on the list. Now, with the list, everything was pretty much there this time except one or two items, which I was able to replace real nicely without a problem because it had like a alternative in case you didn't have this item or whatever. And so I wind up having to get that and then go back to the tools department and check out from over there because let me tell you, Lowe's is definitely serious about nobody stealing these tools, because apparently people are stealing tools, y'all. People are stealing everything, y'all. Let's just face it. It's really a shame when you live in a prominent city that is supposed to be this city of cities, and you have crime rate like we have out here, where you got to put everything behind a lock and key, and then you have to tell the people, oh, you can't go out of this apartment until this is paid for. You know, that's really a tragedy that you have to do that, you know, because people do just walk out of the store, y'all, and don't pay for their items. So let me tell you something. I want to recommend something to you all. When you are in the store and possibly they're going to give you an order for like some sawdust or whatever it is, I showed you partly as I put it in my car. I had the compound. It's called compound something, but it's grainy. It's white and grainy. And so what I wind up doing is I wrapped it in plastic, because they do have that free, like when you go outside, so you don't get stuff in your car and stuff like that. So I took it and I wrapped it in that, and I tied it up so that it will not affect my car. And then also it's easier for me to carry to the people. The other recommendation is always carry hand sanitizer, y'all, and napkins, because you never know when you're gonna have to wash your hands. And right now I'm not in a place where I can wash my hands real thoroughly, so I have to depend on this hand sanitizer to get anything that's on my hand off. And I ran out of hand sanitizer, which I've already used it. I'm gonna stop after I do this one, and I'm gonna actually go and find a place either where I can wash my hands, or I am going to be able to get some more hand sanitizer. Either way it go, don't matter. I'll stop and get some hand soap and some water and just wash my hands, and that'll be that. But always keep that in your car, because you never know when you're going to be, you know, dealing with hazardous material and stuff like that. But also, guys, if you don't know that you're going to be dealing with hazardous material, always just keep gloves in your car anyway. Just keep gloves in your car. And today is going to make me go back home and get some gloves, because I never know. I don't mind doing Lowe's orders. I really love doing Lowe's orders, y'all. I got to be truthful about it. It's just because it's in and out, it's fun, and I know the people in there, you know, the people are really, really nice, and it's really, really cool and everything. And so, you know, I like doing it. I enjoy going into Lowe's. That's just my favorite place to shop. I'd rather shop at Lowe's than any other place, because they have such interesting items in there. They got light bulbs, you know, they got plants, you know, they got Christmas decorations, New Year's decor. They got all kinds of stuff. Like, Lowe's is like just a modern shopping place. You can buy toilet tissue from there. You can buy paper towels, cleaning solutions, and they're reasonable with their prices. I have to say that. Like, they have this particular toilet tissue that I use, and it's really good for your septic tank. I can't remember the name of it right now, but if I go back, I'll try to put it in the chat, because I need to go back there anyway to buy some toilet tissue. And that's you know, that's about it right there. So I am heading to the place right now. I'm heading here right now to where I need to go. Now, sometimes Instacart give you extra time to get to the place that you're going, depending on how much you have. As I showed you on the app, that they gave me like 29 minutes and some seconds. I made it. So sometimes I'm actually faster because I know where things are. But if I have to like cut and run, like, for example, what I had to do, I had to leave the tools there and then go and shop the other direction. And that's really something that I can correct, y'all, because I can look on there and see that they want the tools. I can actually go and get the other product and then go in there and make that my last stop to do. But this time I was like, okay, let me just go get the easiest stuff first. And then that wasn't so easy because I forgot that you have to pay at that counter. So that's what made that me a little bit slower than normal, because I actually forgot. But I won't forget the next time. So I'm going down on 2nd Street. This is downtown, but it's not downtown. It's more so a part of downtown, but at least where I'm going, it'll possibly have some parks. And if not, I will definitely call the people and say, hey, come get your items. Okay, I will do that. So let me tell you about why I took this. So I believe there's a tip here. There's a definite tip here, right? Okay, I gotta go to the retail. I don't know why it told me 2nd Street, which is really, really odd. But whatever. Again, if I get down here and there are no parks, I do know how to call the person and say, hey, you guys need to come get your items, because I'm not getting a ticket down here. I will not. That's one of the things I'm not gonna do. So y'all, that took me 30 minutes. I'm already down near the location. I don't have that far to go. So it took me, the whole order process took me 30 minutes, aside from me losing my keys, y'all. And that's a whole nother thing. So I don't like to do orders that take me more than an hour, because it cuts down on the time I get to make more money. Now, with that being said, this order was definitely worth it. When I drop everything off, I'll talk about numbers and all that stuff, why it makes sense to do it and all of that stuff. And you have to make it make sense for you as to why you take a order. It makes sense to me to take an order because of what I needed to do. Now, I don't know, one thing about GPS, y'all got to look at GPS, and y'all got to do your own stuff. I'm gonna tell you right now, because GPS be tripping. It takes you ways that you don't even need to be going. And because I know the city, right, I know which way to go, it's telling me to go some other way, and I'm like, no, that don't even make sense to do that. So what I do is go the way that I know, because GPS don't know everything, y'all. That's the one thing about GPS. GPS do not know the streets like you do. Now, if you got some areas where you might be unfamiliar, yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all, girl, y'all better do that. You better do that. That GPS. This water, y'all, came in handy. But anyway, whoo, y'all, that wasn't a bad order. Like, it was 10 items, but it wasn't a bad order. I tell y'all right now, I don't mind putting in work. If it makes sense, I put in work. If it don't make sense, I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that right there. That don't even make good sense. So I will be in my location in about 8 minutes, according to GPS. But sometimes I beat GPS. So the next time you guys see me, I am going to be at the order location, and then we'll come back and talk numbers. All right? Okay, I finished that job. The job was for $26.84. It was about 45 minutes to an hour, so I made $26 for my hour. Now, let me tell you some of the reasons why I took it. And y'all, almost wind up getting a ticket, because I was getting ready to turn. When I was supposed to turn, I was like, oh no, I'm not turning. I went straight. So they better not be talking about I turned the corner and I didn't. Anyway, needless to say, let's talk about figures now. And before I get into the figures, I want to make this point. So when the person came and got their items, they didn't have a way to take it inside their storefront. So because I had, let me go straight, y'all. Because I had a wagon, I was able to put their items inside of that wagon and let them just wheel their stuff inside of their store. They would have had to come back and forth. I would have had to go back and forth. And I'm not doing the back and forth because that's a lot of work, y'all. So when I talk about working smarter and not harder, I'm talking about adding things into your daily practices if you're going to do anything like Spark or Instacart, especially because we shop at stores. We can be toting anything from water to soda to bulky items. So I would tell you, you need to have a wagon. It always works. So I already bought this wagon because y'all know I do trade shows and stuff, and your girl is not gonna be over here carrying everything. So let's get into salary. Let's get into the figures, because I know you're like, girl, get into the figures. So what wind up happening, the whole thing was for $26.84. The batch delivery payment was $17.48. Now they gave me a tip, $9.36, which gave me that grand total of $26.84. Now let me tell you why I took it, because there was a tip. Not only was the batch pay well, this is the ones that you're going to be looking for. Those are the ones you're going to be looking for. You're going to look for the ones that pay well, and you're going to look for the ones that tip well, because otherwise, you know, you just out here wasting your time. Now, and especially if you're going to be going 4.6 miles, or you're going to be going 4 miles, okay? I'm going to always recommend that you weigh it out, because if you think about the mileage, you go 2 times 4, right? What is 2 times 4? Okay, that's, you know, $8 already. That's what it is. Okay, so as you calculate, it's not only paying for my mileage coming down here, but it's paying for my mileage going back. Do you see where I'm going with that? That's how you determine whether you want to take something or not. And you also look at the tip. And the one thing about it is, downtown area, if you can get the person that ordered the items to come out and get their items, it's okay. But 9 out of 10 times, that's not going to happen. This guy just happened to be one of the ones that are coming outside to get their items. And he was very appreciative that I had a wagon, y'all. I can tell you that right now. He may not say nothing or nothing like that. He may not even give me a, you know, a review or whatever. But to me, I like to be efficient when I do my job. That's just anything I put my mind to, y'all. I love efficiency. I love to make sure that it makes sense. And if you're going to be doing this type of work, you got to make sure that it makes sense. So for me, the $26.84 today was worth it, because it only was an hour of my time. So now I'm going to go to the next batch delivery. I haven't turned on the app. That's the other thing I want to recommend to you guys. Turn off the app if you're in a downtown area and you know that you're not going to be able to service the area. Now, I turned mine off because I know I'm not going to be able to service the area. Why? Because, again, I told you there's no parking downtown. And for me, it doesn't make sense. Okay? It just doesn't make sense for me to do that. So I am now heading myself back in the direction from which I came. And I'm going to be going back in a similar area. and then I'm going to turn the app back on, and then I'm going to do my next batch, and hopefully I'll try to continue to show you how I do the Instacart. I hope this is really great for you all, because I don't know if you are thinking about doing it. Maybe you know, it's like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. And I'm gonna tell you guys, when I first started out, I started in October of last year. I'm gonna be honest, I was scared to even do it. I was scared to do DoorDash, because I was like, I don't know if I could do that. But you know, I did it afraid. And remember, I was telling you about the passage out of the book I'm writing, not book I'm not writing, but the book I'm reading, and it was saying that fear will tell you you don't want to do it because of such, or because this might happen, because that might happen, and it may happen or it may not happen. Okay. And so I think initially I was like, can I handle this? Will I be able to do it? Are the people going to be rude? Are the people going to be dangerous? You know, all these type of things, right? And so you have to get over that initial part of it. Okay, y'all. I am going to my next stop. And I'm going to return. So I'm going to try, before I get off, I'm going to try to do more videos where you may see a time lapse. You may see a day in between. You may see hours in between. Because this is a part of what I do on a daily basis, y'all. I do a lot in one day. Y'all, I started off this morning by going to the post office, then going to Starbucks. This is sort of like what my day is like. Alrighty, I'll check you guys out in, I don't know, 2 and 2. I don't know.
Don't worry about me, I'ma be alright. Got G.O.D. all over my life. Don't worry where I've been, what I did, how I came up. Every saying was a sin until they changed. Don't worry about me,